Hi, welcome to For Flow with Chloe, where I have a Gemini season, Gemini new moon yoga class for you. Really exciting one for me. It was my birthday on the 22nd of May, making me a Gemini, and I was born very close to a new moon. So I'm going to read you a little tiny bit about the Gemini new moon, which is on the 27th of May here in the UK. Be true and communicate. We're all about communication as air sign Geminis. At the end of this month, our moon wanes into her dark phase before rising new in the sign of Gemini. You may find the birth of this lunar cycle a little unsettling, as Gemini is a mutable air sign. Mutable signs bring with them transformational quality, which will be enhanced by this new moon. There is a buzz of communication in the air. Trade and exchange is going on in the natural world, and we can't help but be influenced by its vibration, just like those honeybees buzzing around. Busy, busy bees are us Geminis. Make time to find stillness under this new moon. Call into the parts of you that feel scattered by this flurry of early summer activity, and consider what is true for you. Let the tempting invitations, excitements and promises from those around you settle, and ask yourself from this quiet place, what is my version of the truth as I open up into some months ahead? What needs to change and how shall I communicate it? And that is written by Louise Press, and this is the Almanac of 2025. So in this lovely class that I have planned for you, we have a little bit of expanding of the chest and opening of the throat. So we have a little bit of dancing camel to make it playful Gemini style, but really to open up those communication chords and open up that heart space to invite in all the blessings. We also have some balance poses of bird of paradise, quite air signy because bird and Gemini is an air sign, and Gemini is the twins, so I thought bringing things into balance of left brain, right brain, really good thing to do for the Gemini energy, to combine those energies and make that kind of twin style thing in a bird pose. So lots of holding hands with ourselves in binds, in that bird of paradise pose, as well as we have eagle pose as well to intertwine the legs and the arms and balance out and bring together and unite either side of the brain. So lots of exciting poses. We're going to flow through a little moon salutation in the middle as well, and a little bit of wild thing because we're wild things. As Geminis, we're very woo energy. All of it going on. All of it going on. Busy, busy bees are the Geminis. But there's lots of branding involved as well. I also did, on my actual birthday, a big old tarot reading, which I feel like loads of the new moon in Gemini energy came up in that reading. So if you also want to watch that, I'm going to put a link in the description to that. And yeah, let's get started with the class before I get distracted Gemini style and go off on a tangent. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're going to start by coming down onto the mat. I'm just going to take one foot, bend the knee, bring it towards the pelvis, and take the other, and we're just going to sit and bring that towards the pelvis too. Sit in our cross legs, hands in Gaya Mudra, so finger and thumb touching. Rest the backs of the hands on the knee, sitting up straight, and we're just going to take a deep inhalation. And exhale, melt those shoulders away from the ears. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale might want to do an audible sigh. Just finding some stillness and connecting into ourselves as we arrive on the mat to leave the day behind us. Any unintrusive thoughts. Gemini often has a scattered mind. We're going to try and push all those scattered thoughts out for now. And when you're ready, we're going to take the palms just behind the hips, bend the knees, plant the feet, and point those knees up to the sky. I'm going to start window wiping, so just swaying the knees from side to side. Starting to just open those hips a little, propping yourself up on those hands, alternating those knees down towards the mat, from side to side. Lovely. And cross one foot onto the knee, creating this sort of figure four shape with the leg. And we're going to continue those swaying motions again in this cross leg shape. Connecting to the breath as you're flowing. Lovely. Keep that knee propped, keep that ankle propped up on that knee, and then try and push the hips up. Push the chest up as well in this one-legged table pose, and lower. We're then going to bring the foot down to the mat, so keeping that ankle fixed onto that knee. Keep the hand behind the sit bones, lift the other right up to the sky, bend it, and see if you can hook it onto the knee. And if you would like to, twist and look over the shoulder. Lovely. Unwind. I'm going to come out of that and let the knees fall down to the mat. Allow the feet to meet in the middle, like so. Grab hold of those feet and sort of open them as if you're opening a book. And then just flutter the knees up and down in these butterfly shaped legs. This Balankonasana position, our bound angle. But as it's Gemini season, and Gemini is often represented by a butterfly, just imagine these are your little butterfly wings and your butterfly body are the feet, and you're just fluttering on by, easy breezy Gemini style. Lovely, and now we're going to straighten one leg. You can either leave that foot connected to the inner thigh, or you can see if you can lift it up onto the hip crease, like so, and see if it will stay there. If you can do this, and see also if you can reach the same hand to foot on that straightened right leg, and lift one arm up and twist round. See if you can cross that arm behind your back, just here. And then if you can, see if you can wiggle it a little bit further forward and grab hold of that foot and twist and look over the shoulder. Lovely. Can also keep that knee, that foot connected to the thigh, and just see where you can reach to on any part of your leg, and see if you can reach round at all. You could also try and grab the hip crease, or just have that arm folded behind the back with the intention. Lovely. Straighten both legs out, sitting up nice and tall. Bend both knees, put the hands behind the sit bones and cross the opposite ankle onto the knee. And we're going to take those little figure 4 sways on this side. Beautiful. Connecting to the breath. Lovely, and push into those palms and that foot that's grounded. Push up through the hips, through the chest, into your one leg table. Lovely, and lower. Then allow the foot to come down to the ground, leaving that hand behind the sit bones. Lift the arm up. And if you would like to, invitation to hook the arm on and twist and look over the shoulder in this Lord of the Fish pose. Breathing and release. And let that left leg go long. Either position the foot on the bent knee, on the inner thigh, or see if you can hook it up onto that hip crease. See if you can reach the toe or wherever on your leg. Lift the arm up, twist round, wrapping the arm down and round. Maybe you are grabbing on to that toe and looking over the shoulder. Lovely. And unwind. Come up onto the knees and the hands in your tabletop pose. Nice flat spine, making sure your wrists and your knees are under the shoulders and knees under hips. We're just going to inhale, look up in our cow. Arching that spine, rolling through the shoulders, pushing that ground away, rounding that spine in our cat. Inhale, cow, dip spine. Exhale, roll the shoulders and push up, push that ground away in your cat. And flow with your breath. Exhaling in your cat, inhaling in your cow. Just warming up that spine. You want to have a little shift around, make some little movements here. Maybe you want to roll the head and the hips here in this fluid kind of cat-cow head roll, hip roll. I quite like doing that one. There we go. Then we're going to lower the hips down into our child pose. Just connect that third eye to the mat. You can be a little higher with the fists stacked here in a higher child's pose. And when you're ready, you're going to grip through those fingers, come down onto the forearms. Allow the chest to meet the mat and the chin, and then just scooch, slither along like a serpent and push up into your cobra. This can also be your Sphinx pose on the forearms, keeping a slight bend in the elbows for your cobra. Straighten the arms, lower the hips. I'm going to come through that 3 more times. Inhale as you pull through. And slide like the serpent. Exhaling. Down into your child's pose. 1 more. Slithering into your cobra. Exhaling into your child pose. Now come up momentarily and just heighten those hips, pointing the tailbone more towards the sky. You're going to slide the hands along the mat, coming into your puppy pose, feeling that really deep stretch through those armpits. As you exhale, see if you can lower the forehead or the chest down to the mat. Beautiful. You can stay here, connecting to the breath, or straighten the legs in your full puppy, and just slide the chest along the ground. Push back through the hands and come back to hands and knees. We're going to come into our thread the needle. So in from your tabletop, inhale, one arm open like a wing to the side, and thread that wing under the opposite arm. Inhale, open it again, thread it under. Inhale one last time, now thread it under. This time allow the head to come down to the mat. It can be facing down like so, or you can twist the head looking the opposite direction. Start to walk the fingers so that the arm is out straight if you'd like to. And breathe. Nice stretch through that shoulder. And see if you can pick the arm up and bend the elbow, and see if you can grab, have the intention of just touching the lower spine when you bend the arm, but if you would like to, you can walk and wriggle those fingers into that hip crease and go deeper. Getting 2 different shoulder stretches, yummy. And unwind. Slide the palm back towards you, push up through both hands. I'm going to take that on the other side. So inhale that wing, flappy flappy one side, thread it under. Inhale it open, thread it under. Inhale it open, like the air sign you are, or the air sign vibes we're in right now of Gemini, and thread it under. Remembering head position of choice. Then walking, if you would like, that hand forward, getting a deeper stretch in that armpit. And then if you're going for that arm bind, lifting it up and back, bending the elbow, seeing if you can find that bind. Beautiful. And unwind. Slide that palm back, push up through it, coming back to your table momentarily. Push back the hips over the feet and straighten the legs. Finding your Adho Mukha Savasana. I'm going to just pedal that dog for the first one. You feel like you're rounding in the spine here, then just put a bend in the knees to straighten that spine out, and see if you can urge the heels down towards the mat. Lovely. Just going to roll forward into our plank. Bend the knees. Drop the chest. In our Ashtanga Namaskara, pull through and up into your cobra. Send those hips back again. Push back up into your Adho Mukha Savasana. Lovely. Kick one leg. I'm kicking my left leg up towards the sky. Bend that knee and look under the opposite armpit. And step that foot forward into this bent knee lunge position. And we're going to straighten and bend, and straighten and bend. You can be on blocks here to add a bit more space. Straightening that leg, pointing the toes to the sky in your Hanuman, and bending, stacking that knee over the ankle in your lunge shape. Just waking up those hamstrings. Can also be up on the fingertips here. You find your comfort zone. Lovely. Bring the hands inside of that foot and walk the foot out a little. Twist it to the side. So just turn that foot out a few degrees so that it's no longer straight. I'm going to look over the shoulder in this lizard shape. Bring the hand to the knee and push it out, and see if you can twist and look over the shoulder even more. Again, you could be doing this on a block to add height. And see if you can kick that foot up. There's this little scorpion tail. Grab the foot if you can, if that's accessible. Otherwise, you can just have the intention. And lever that foot towards the glutes. Kick it out, lever it in. Kick it out, lever it in. Maybe you want to twist around and look forward as you pull that leg in. Inhale and twist, and exhale and pull it in and twist. Lovely. Leaving that foot out, we're just going to come down and clasp hands with ourselves in this deeper lizard position. Maybe you want to bring the head and rest it on the hands. Take some deep breaths here. Lovely. And really, really squeezing through those hands, interlaced fingers. See if you can lift that knee up and come onto the toes, then step the other foot back, coming into your forearm plank. Really push up through those shoulders, through the elbows, and squeeze, engage the core. Lovely. Bend the knees, lower down into your child's pose. Push up, roll the toes back, push up through the hands and hips. Hips go to the sky. Inhale that right leg up, bending that knee, kicking into that scorpion tail, looking under the armpit. Swing the leg down, step it forward. Maybe you need to grab that ankle and step that foot forward, stacking it over that ankle, coming into your lunge shape and flowing through that Hanuman to lunge. Exhale into your half Hanuman. Inhale into your lunge. And plant that foot in the palm. Bring the other hand inside as well. Walk the foot to the edge of the mat. Turn the foot out. Grab that knee. Twist and look over the shoulder in your lizard. Good. See if you can kick that little tail up. And see if you can grab the foot. And do that levering. Lovely, and lower the foot. Bring that hand back down. Come down onto the forearms and that low lizard. Come up onto the toe, see if you can raise that knee off the ground and step it into your forearm plank. Lift the head, engage that core. And lower the knees, slide the hands towards you, spin until you are facing the long edge of the mat, extend a leg out, prop yourself up on the other knee. We come into our skate swings, can be on the edge of the foot or pointing the toes towards the sky, making a long line of the body from fingertips to toe, and then swoosh the arm down, swish over. See if you can lower the pelvis as you bring the arm down. Get an inner groin stretch as you switch the arms from side to side. Again, you can be coming up on blocks here as you switch the direction of those arms. Lovely. And switch knees. And extend the opposite leg. Gate swings on the other side. You can be bringing this arm behind this extended leg, or it can be in front. Find what works for you. And flow with that breath. Lovely. Bend the knees, keeping the knees slightly apart, and step, step, coming into this halfway lift in your wide leg position. So about a leg and a half distance between the feet. Nice flat spine here. And then lowering, you can again using your blocks here for a little bit of height and accessibility to the floor. I'm just going to put one hand or block in between the gap between the legs and open your wings. Twisting, switching the hand that's supporting. And alternating, flying those wings open. Connecting to the breath there also. Shuffle the feet in slightly. And then see if you can, when you open your arms out, put one hand slightly behind the thigh as the other arm goes up. Tap in the middle, twist and open the arms. See if you can touch the fingertips on the ground behind you. Clap, reach behind, clap, reach behind, clap. And this time, see if you can bend the knee a little and bend the arm, allowing the fingers to sort of try and find the back of the hip crease or the lower spine, and straighten that knee and see if you can bend the opposite arm and hold hands with yourself behind. Hi. And we're going to come back to neutral and reach behind, bending that knee, lifting the other arm up and open. Straighten that knee as we bend the arm behind the back and the other arm. And twist. See if you can look up at the sky. Lovely. Can all just be having the intention of doing so. Shuffle your feet in a little bit and come all the way up to standing. Open your arms up in a big star, because that's what you are. Give yourself a hug. Open it out. Give yourself a hug. Lovely. Now we're going to step it in so that the legs are together, feet are together, and stand on one leg. So just see if you can lift one foot off the mat. Bend the standing leg a little and see if you can cross one leg over the other. Then see if you can go deeper and wrap the ankle around that leg, like you're twisting it around. Sink a little. Put your arms out, come into that hugging motion again. Focus on one unmoving point, so finding a dristi. Bring the backs of the hands to meet. You can stay here, or you can hold hands with yourself. Lifting the arms up, 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 and lower the hands. Unwind. Nice little pose to unite yourself with yourself, which is very good for Gemini, as it is a sign of duality, connecting left brain to right brain. Okay, I'm going to hug again and see if you can hold hands with yourself. Try to get opposite arms and legs, so taking that eagle pose on the opposite side. Beautiful. And lower and unwind. Nice. Take the arms up overhead and just stretch that side body one way, pointing the arms in your little love gun and pointing the fingers in your little love gun. Blah. And we're going to go over the opposite direction. Nice lateral side bends in our standing crescent. Step it out wide. Turn two sets of toes towards the short edge of the mat. Push those knees open, so rotating those knees right open, and see if you can lower the pelvis towards the ground and hold yourself here. Cactus those arms up in your goddess. And power up, trying to keep a really nice straight spine throughout all of that. Turn your right set of toes back to the front of the mat, keeping the left toes facing out, and take those arms out at shoulder height. Reach behind, reach the other way, and start to tilt in the pelvis. Might need a block here waiting for you on your inner foot, where your instep is. Maybe you want to just place the back of the hand against the shin or the knee, thigh area, as you point the other fingers to the sky. Maybe you can come all the way down. Make sure that chest is peeling open though, you're not sinking down towards the mat. In your triangle, look up at the fingertips. And windmill down, coming into your pyramid. Nice flat spine here. Breathing. Just going to flow through this little round of moon salutations here. If your leg feels warm enough, then maybe you can bend over it. Go deeper into your pyramid. Rotate those toes round to the front and sink that knee down. Come up into your Anjaneyasana. You can be on your blocks, in your pyramid pose that we were just in, as well as here in your Anjanasana, or sweeping those arms up to the sky in this Chandra Namaskar. Rotate round and extend this leg out, keeping that knee and foot where they are. And you might want to just prop yourself up on a block here or two in your Skandasana and take a high Skandasana. Or you might be able to come down low and bring the hands to meet and balance here. Fab. Step the other foot in. Lower the hips down, push the arms, elbows into the knees and allow the hands to meet here in a yogi squat. Take a breath. Step out a little wider, doing that Skandasana on the other side. Maybe you can balance it here with your toes pointed to the sky. Maybe your foot's planted and you're higher. Figure out what works for you. Then rotate everything round, keeping that foot underneath that knee. And we're going to find that Anjanasana on the other side. Inhale the arms up. Step that foot back, slightly angled out. In your pyramid, remember you have blocks here, propping you up. Option to fold over the leg here. Rotate that foot out a little, that back foot. Bring the hand to where it's comfortable for you or on your block and rotate back round. Maybe you're looking up that arm in your triangle pose. Lovely. Push yourself all the way up. Rotate the toes back round and sink back into that goddess shape. Power up. Step it all together. Arms up overhead. Crescent. Crescent. Lovely. Some nice moon salutations as we are on the Gemini new moon. Absolutely juicy, lovely manifestation vibes are coming. Step it back out, toes to the edges, bend those knees, pull, straighten that pelvis, so make sure you're nice and straight through the spine, lower down, goddess. We're going to go the other way this time. So left toes pointing to the long edge of the mat. Inhale, lean back and hinging, tilting through that pelvis into a triangle. So we're flowing back through the salutations the other way around into your pyramid. Drop the knee, sweep the arms. Anjanasana. Find your foot. Skandasana, extended leg. Step it in a bit. Push those elbows into those knees. Yogi squat. Extend the opposite leg. Skandasana. Spin it round, keeping that knee bent. Arms up to the sky, Anjanasana. Up on that back foot, slightly rotated out, pyramid. Find where your arm positions or on your block. Trikonasana, triangle. Power it all back up. Both sets of toes rotate back out. Sink into your goddess. Power back up. Step it together. Arms go up. Crescent. Crescent. And bring it to the heart space. Maybe you'd like to think of a little intention you'd like to set for yourself for this Gemini new moon and this yoga flow. Lovely. Sweep the arms up and fold, hinging at the hips. You might want your blocks here coming into your deep forward fold. Seeing if you can kiss the knees here, but keeping the back, the spine nice and straight. Maybe you want to cross the arms and hug those shins. Kiss those knees. Beautiful. We're just going to step into our wide leg deep forward fold here. Option to be on your blocks again here, or sweep the arms up and behind you and clasp the fists, getting a deeper shoulder stretch here. Lovely. And come up, step it together in the centre of your mat, hands at heart centre, in your mountain, standing nice and tall. Lift one leg, hook that ankle onto the knee, and see if you can just start to sink, bending the knee of the standing leg, and imagine you're sitting down into a chair with your leg crossed. Find your drishti again, find your balance. Lovely. And come out. Arms up overhead. Swan dive. Down into your deep forward fold. Come back up. Take a step and a step apart. Not quite a leg and a half distance apart this time, but just past where you would have them normally. I'm going to fold and see if you can do that thing where we bend one knee and reach behind. Bend one arm and hold hands with yourself. Now twist. Now step the opposite leg, the one you're not trying to have a little hug with, in to the middle of the mat and see if you can pick up the other leg. Strong through the grounded leg. Catch your balance here. Focus on one unmoving point in the distance before you see if you can kick up this leg you're hugging and straighten in your bird of paradise. Lovely. Bend the knee again. You can either come all the way down and pop the foot back on the ground, or you can just release the leg and come back to standing in your mountain. Beautiful. I'm going to take that chair on the other side, so lifting that foot up, hooking that foot onto the opposite knee, and sinking into that chair. Strong and grounded. Lovely, and unwind and just step that foot just past shoulder distance apart. Lovely. And we're going to hinge. Try and reach and bend, soft bend in that knee that we're reaching behind. Bend the elbow, bend the opposite elbow. Step the other foot in. See if you can pick up the leg. Breathe, find your balance and your drishti, that unmoving point, And straighten the leg if you can here. Point those toes, bird of paradise on the other side. And bend the knee back down. Maybe you want to fold and lower it all the way down. Maybe you just want to release. There. Pop it down. Coming back to your mountain pose. Fabulous. And just step that foot just past shoulder distance apart. Lovely. And then start to bend the knees. And try and sink that bum down, down, down. Pushing those elbows into those knees in your yogi squat. See if you can open the wings out and look up to the sky, Gemini. And again, on the other side. Lovely. I'm going to twist around, step it back, sink the hips, and lower the head into our child's pose. Push, roll the toes back and push up through the hands. Those hips to the sky in your down dog. Roll forward until you find your plank pushing the ground away. Really engage that core. Let's see if we can tip onto the side edge of the foot. Push up through that hand. Open that arm up to the sky. In your side plank, you can stay here or bend a knee and push up through the hips and take the arm over, pushing up through that leg in your wild thing. Look down towards the mat and send the hand down and wrap the leg and land back in your plank. Anytime you need a rest, remember you can come down into your child's pose. Roll over onto the blade edge of the foot on the opposite side. Bend the knee, send the foot behind. You might be up on the toes or the backs of the toes. Push through that leg, push up through the hips. Send the opposite arm up and over. Look down at the mat, twist it back round, coming out of your wild thing. Bend the knees and sink back down into your child's pose. Roll through your Ashtanga Namaskara, push up into your Cobra and sit back and upright in your Hero's pose. You might want your blocks here to come into your camel, so you might want to place your blocks just behind the feet, making sure those blocks are sturdy. Other alternative, curl the toes under and grab the ankles and sweep the arm up, making sure those hips are really pushed forward and you're really opening that chest. Switching arms to grab the opposite ankles with the opposite arm overhead. Lower the hips down and up. Sweep the arm down and up. Sweep the arm. Maybe you want to rotate the arm all the way around here into your camel. There's also the option to push into the lower spine Then just open the chest up this way, maybe hang the head here, and open that throat as well. Just some different alternatives for your camel pose. Maybe you can flatten the feet down here. Maybe you can walk the fingers up a little. You can either push your hands into your lower spine and straighten and lower down, or you can sweep the arms up and over. Take them up overhead and pull them down to heart space here. Take some breaths. Spin the feet out in front of you to have straight legs. And bend your knees and see if you can lift the feet up here. Option to also hug the legs here in your boat pose. Maybe you want the hands behind the hips here for support. Maybe you want the arms floating. You can kick the feet up to the sky. Maybe with a straight leg boat. And lower. Maybe you can wrap the fingers around the toes. Nice flat spine here. Just sort of levering through those legs to find the balance. And lower the feet. Extend out that right leg. And see if you can grab hold of the foot and just kick the leg up. Just opening that hamstring a little more. Sort of levering. Now, put that foot down, bend one foot and bring it towards the pelvis, and see if you can pick up the foot. See if you can put the foot on the forearm of the opposite hand and sort of cradle that foot like it's a baby. Rock the baby. Rock that hip open, son. You can stay here, rocking the baby, or you can grab hold of the opposite foot. So the one we've got elevated, you can take your hand, curl it around the foot, thread the opposite arm, and see if you can pick up the knee as high as the shoulder. Just see if you can do that and almost wrap it on. If you can, push up and lift up and look up to the sky, kicking that leg up in your compass pose. And lower. Straighten that leg out. I'm going to do that kicking with the opposite leg. Kick. Kick. Can also be kicking here, supporting under the knee. Bend that knee into the pelvis. Grab hold of that ankle. See if you can put that foot on either the instep or the forearm and just grab it. Rock the baby. Dear precious leg. Lovely. And then See if you can wrap that wrist around the foot and lift it up to the shoulder. On the opposite side, making sure this foot here, that the heel is right towards that pelvis. So big bend through that knee. Thread that arm under the opposite leg and twist and kick up and look up to the sky. Looking under that other armpit up to the sky. Pointing your toes in your compass pose. And lower it all back down. Bring your feet to meet again. Let's have a little flutter again in your Balakonasana. Butterfly legs. And see if you can peel those feet right open and fold. Don't have to come all the way down. You can have a block here. And just fold as far down as your block. Or maybe you can come down to here and have your block here. Lovely. Slide the hips forward a little along the mat. And roll down onto the back. Kick the legs up to the sky. Just pause for a moment. Cross your legs over. See if you can wrap them all the way around, coming into those eagle legs again. And we're going to do the hug, cross the arms, and do those eagle crunches. And wind, and directly cross over the other way. So bringing those elbows to knees, crunching in your eagle crunches on the other side. Lovely. Let it all go. Keep those knees up towards the sky. Option now, if you would like to come into your shoulder stand, you can always just come back into that fountain of youth, like so, with the legs extended. Maybe you can see if you can just touch the toes here. So there's that option. Or you can push down through the palms and see if you can lift the bum up off the ground and catch the hips. Rolling up onto your shoulders. Trying to make one straight line. Can also just come straight over with those legs into plough without that lift in between. Maybe you want to clasp the arms here. Hands here, sorry, and straighten the arms out. Option to stay here. Or if you're very flexible, maybe you can bend the knees and come down into your ear squeeze. Wherever you are, finding your plough, hands to the back, the small of your back, and just roll down, cross the ankles, and send the knees in one direction. You can have a block under the knees here, coming into your supine twist. Looking down, maybe that opposite arm. Maybe you have one hand on the knees. And cross the ankles the other way. And send the knees down to the side. Again, just going to show you the block that side, in case that's an option you would like to try. And connecting into that breath. those feet meet again and let the knees fall open in your butterfly, your reclined butterfly. Maybe you want to bend the arms into a cactus here as well. You can stay here or straighten out the legs and maybe bring the hands to heart center in your corpse pose, your shavasana. And just connect to the breath and melt. Maybe we'll let the hands drop down to the mat now. And just lie flat. Tuning into your natural breath. And focusing on any things, any feelings that cross your mind. And just dismiss them. Maybe you would like to picture something you would like to invite in on this Gemini new moon. And when you are ready, you can either stay here, you can stay here as long as you like, or you can roll onto your side and come up with me, taking a seat. I would like to thank you for joining me on this new moon in Gemini class. My birthday was a couple of days ago, so I am a Gemini, and I was born very close to a new moon, so welcome to the energy. It's a very special one for me. And I'd like to thank you for joining me on this very special new moon in Gemini class, very close to my birthday. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the blessings on the new moon. Thank you for watching for Flow with Chloe.